Hello and welcome back to Game Hydro. Today we're going to go over the best areas for money farming / credit farming. Credits obviously are one of the most important things to have in CarX Drift Racing 3 because you can buy car parts and engines specifically with credits, as well as a lot of other things. And you need a lot of credits in order to purchase them. But for anybody willing to grind it out just a little bit, you can earn a ton of credits in a not so long period of time. One place to do so is in the tandem races. When you race a tandem race, even if you lose, you earn 500 credits, and it only takes about a minute to a minute and a half total to enter a race, just not go, and get disqualified immediately. So do the tandem races and lose over and over to farm 500 credits at a time. That's not that fun of a way to farm it, so we'll go over some more fun ways to farm it. The free ride areas are good for credit farming. In particular, especially for those that suck at drifting, there's a couple places that are really good for credit farming. One of them is the Ibisu Circuit's Driftland. So we're going to go here, demonstrate a little bit how to credit farm. When you're doing the free ride races, one of the things that you earn money for is hitting the checkpoints. Just make sure that you are drifting when you are hitting each of these touch and go points and these triple points, and you will get credit. You can be drifting fast, you can be drifting slow. It doesn't matter, just as long as you hit them. So if you hit many of them in a row, your multiplier will increase. You got to hit them in fairly quick succession. You can see at the top of the screen it says 2 out of 10 in a row hit to increase the multiplier. So try to get a little more speed here. Once I hit 10 of these in a row, the multiplier will go up to 1.1, and the maximum multiplier is actually 2.0, meaning that you will earn double the amount of credits that you make for hitting them otherwise if you get it up to 2.0. Also, you earn credits for each trick that you pull off in these rounds. Good angles get you 5 credits, large angles get you 10 credits, and huge angles get you up to 25 credits. So in larger stages than this, it's definitely easier to hit big angles, and in cars with more grip than this especially, it can be a little easier, but it tends to be faster most of the time to try to hit the touch and goes. If you connect chains of touch and goes together, then you will have an easier time earning lots and lots of credits. So we've only been doing this for a minute and a half. We've already got 719 credits. Bear that out over 10 minutes. That will be 749 credits. Also, though, when you enter training for at least 5 minutes at a time, training being these courses, you will earn a long training session bonus of 500 credits. There aren't any other long training session bonuses for doing more than that, though. So exit and then restart immediately after you earn the long training credit to maximize the amount that you can earn. So see, we're 1150 right now. That's pretty good for a pretty short time, and all we're doing right now is just hitting touch and goes and hitting triple zones. Even if you miss them, it doesn't matter. You can still try to get them afterwards. And as a bonus, yes, your car will take damage, and the Ibisu circuit, you have to watch out for going off the track, because there's a lot of places where you can go off the track. But if you can hang in there, not only can you restart when you go off the track and put yourself back on the track, but if you hang in there long enough, you will be able to hold to get a lot of touch and goes. So we're going to tap out of the Ibisu circuit right now so I can show you a few more areas. Hit the finish button in order to switch areas. Look at our stats here. 1,542 credits for 3 minutes and 36 seconds. That's pretty good. That makes it one of the absolute best places for credit farming, especially for those of you who are not very good at drifting. If you are really good at drifting and you're trying to farm for credits, you can go for some of these other courses, like the extremely difficult Touge course. But if you're terrible at drifting, then avoid that for now. Instead, make sure you have some of these other tracks downloaded, because there's a few areas here that are really good for drifting as well. One are really good for farming.
Welcome to the Dominion Raceway.
Dominion Raceway in America, scroll over to number 5, which is the paddock. Over in the paddock, you got 10 touch and go zones and 1 triple zone. So in here, it's basically a parking area at the racetrack. And in here, you can drift around the area. And because it's so big, it's easier to do big tricks. Plus, if you get bored, you can do this. You can go over to the oval. But we're going to go back to the paddock, demonstrate how you can build speed and how you can get big angles and get some money for quick side changes. So we're using the analog accelerator right now. The non-analog accelerator, where you just push a button and go, actually does not go to full power. So if you want to go to full power, switch to the analog accelerator. But with the digital, with the analog accelerator and with this bigger track, it's a little easier to build speed, and it's a little easier to get your car into a drift without even having to hit the handbrake. Anyways, you can hit the pause button, you can hit repair, and your car will be free of damage after that. Even if you're going into it with a damaged car, you can still repair it, and you can repair all the damage that your car started out with. So you don't have to either spend time or spend credits in order to repair your car. Saving credits is one of the most important parts of saving credits by not spending them on repairs is one of the most important parts of earning a lot of credits, because repairs and speeding them up can very easily take away a lot of your credits. A little difficult to concentrate while I'm talking and driving at the same time, so I apologize for that. I'm not very good at drifting, but normally I'm a little better than this. Let's switch back to the digital, because the analog kind of trips me up a little bit sometimes. So we're going to go to controls. We're going to turn off the analog accelerator. Now keep in mind, you can also turn on analog brakes, and you can change the transmission in order to be manual or sequential, depending on what you like. You can even add a clutch button in there. Now, this makes it extremely difficult unless you're playing the game with a controller or playing this game on a console. We're playing it on an iPhone, as you can probably tell by the screen resolution. And we'll show you in just a second another option that we modified in order to make the game run better. So, back at the options menu, you can change the graphics, and we turn the graphics down low because not only do we want to save battery life, but we want to save the frame rate. So they were low before, but now they're minimum. We're going to see what that looks like in a second here. Actually doesn't look all that bad with the minimum graphics. Can start to look a little bit, like the old Ridge Racer games back in the day from the late 90s. But if you got nostalgia for old Sega and Namco arcade games, if you're an old head, this might be a fun mode for you. Plus, the phone won't get so hot, and when the phone gets hot and you have minimum graphics, your frame rate will slow down a lot. Anyways, you can get more credits for side changing at high speed too. So this is where a big track like this is fun, because you can build speed and you can get credits for changing sides. I didn't change sides enough there, so no credits there, but this is an area that's almost as good as the Ibisu Circuit Driftland. Not quite as good, but almost. We're going to take a look at a third area. It is over in we're going to go over to Europe, go to the ADM Raceway. We're going to wait for it to load here. All right, we're going to back out, go over to Europe, make sure you download the ADM Raceway, and which area do we want to go to? We want to go to Drift School. Now, when you're searching out areas, you can tap these and see where they are on the track. You can zoom out, you can zoom in, but we like the Drift School over here because it's pretty easy. Unlike the Dominion Raceway area, this Drift School area is pretty small. So go into here and do circular drifts, try to keep the same line. It's very easy to get high multipliers here because you only need to hit 4 of these areas in order to get a multiplier. If your car is too slow or if you hit a wall, you'll lose the multiplier. But if you can keep the same line, you'll keep hitting these touch and go points, and that will enable you to get to the 2x multiplier, just as long as you can stay drifting and not hit a wall. So we've already been working for what, 30 seconds to a minute, already got nearly 300 credits. This is another good one for people who are terrible at drifting. We encourage you, though, to try out all the other free ride courses and pick your favorite one, because some of the other ones you may find, depending on your skill level, you get credits, cash, whatever, a little bit faster than you would otherwise. So we're at 657 credits now. We're going to quit out. For this, we got 657 credits in just a minute and a half. That's quite a few credits. The key to that one is just to consistently hit drift points. And if you're getting the multipliers, if you stay on 2x, you can earn up to 15,000 credits in just 10 minutes. We're going to look at one more way to get good credit totals. We're going to look over at the contracts area, give you some wisdom there, and go to the office, contracts. Now for these contracts, pick one where you are actually able to complete it. This one is a really good one because you have to complete race number 16 in the high-speed Nürburgring League, but you don't have to compete against any others, and you don't have to have a specific car. You just have to have unlocked the Nürburgring High Speed League. And not only that, but by signing the contract, you get a Kyoto E86 as a rental. And typically, the cars that you get as rentals as part of a contract are, excuse me, the rentals that you get as part of a contract are a little more souped up than what you would normally get otherwise. This contract, you need a Nishimo S18, which we have. It's just under repairs right now. Free ride, spend minutes in a race, and general, finish on the ADM Raceway track. So for the free ride one, spend up to 15 minutes doing the free ride, which you're going to be doing anyway, because that's how you farm for credits. The finish in a drifting style league and earn 600 total XDS points. This one's fairly easy, but you need an RS20 installed in one of your cars. This contract, in the Dangerous Touge League, finish without damage, and in Top 32, finish number 3. That one is extraordinarily difficult, so keep that in mind before you take the contract. However, if you take the contract and you figure out that you can't finish it, you can choose to decline the contract and it will come back a little bit later. Not immediately, but just a little bit later. Finish on the Cami Road, finish in the Drift League, finish without damage. So, but out of all of these, the best way to farm, especially if you are able to make it to a level 2 multiplier and hold it there, is to do the free ride area. Our favorite free ride area, like we said, is Ibisu Driftland, but there are also other courses that you can try out and see if you can do better there. For example, for really good drifters, the Touge course has 20 different touch and go points, so you're going to have a lot of them that you can hit. We're going to show you this one real quick. The Touge course is definitely not one of the easier ones. We'll show you what it looks like here. You got to drift real slow on this one, but there's a lot of touch and go points here, and if you're careful, make sure to hit that handbrake before touching them if you're not currently in a drift. Even if you're going slow, you can touch them. We're touching a lot of them in a row. Multiplier's already up to 1.2, surprisingly. Now we're back down to 1.0 as we make our way around this notoriously tiny little course. But see that, we got a lot of different touch and go points that we can hit. Watch out for that corner there, because not only is it tiny, but if you're not careful when you're driving on a down elevation, you can end up sliding around like butter on a hot plate. That's not fun for anyone. Uphill drifts are a little bit easier to do because you have a little more traction. So, but yeah, lots of touch and go points here. That makes it extremely lucrative. We've been playing for what, 1 minute or so, something like that, and we're already on 600 credits. And as a bonus, if you do this course right, and you're able to execute your drifts, you're going to get a lot of credits for doing tricks, whether it's big angle, wide angle, huge angle, etc. I'm actually doing better on this course than I would have expected to do, and the credits are piling up really fast. I may be changing my mind as I'm shooting this video, changing my mind live, that this might be my new favorite place to farm for credits. Look at that, we're already at 1,144. And as a bonus, this is a great way to practice for low speed drifts so that you can execute them consistently without exiting the track, and you can actually earn XDS points, maybe even try to earn 100 of them per race on courses where this is the track that you have to do. Look at that, already at 1,300, 1,400. There's that tricky downhill corner again. Very easy to get lots and lots and lots of touch and goes here. Even if you lose the multiplier, you're still hitting a lot of touch and goes, one right after the other, which makes it very, very easy to farm for money and farm for credits in this course. All right, we're going to exit and see how quickly we earn those credits. Final tally, 1,819 credits, and in just 3 minutes and 56 seconds, that's how much we earned. That's quite a few credits, especially for somebody that's not very good at drifting. We'll take a look at, see if there's any more courses here that have tons of touch points like that, because even if it's a difficult course, all those touch points make it really easy. The East course, the West course has 27 touch and goes, 3 triple zones. Let's try that one out. Let's see how easy it is to farm for credits over here. Even if you're on a straightaway, make sure you drift a little bit so that you actually get credit for hitting those. And the triple zones, it's the same rule as the touch and goes. You got to be drifting in order to get credit. This one may look familiar to you. Some of the early training courses in the tutorial actually take place on this course, so it may be a little easier just by muscle memory to do this one. Now, obviously, it's harder to get multipliers over here because they're a little bit further spread apart. But if you can go through the course fast enough while still maintaining your drifting, then you can build those multipliers up. Here's us at 1.3 right now because we've been increasing the speed a bit. We're not going to make 1.4 because we spun out, but that's okay. We got 822 credits, and we're going to right the ship, do a little more farming, and then see how long it took us to earn those credits. And yes, even if your back wheel hits the touch and go point, it still counts. So do what you got to do in order to hit more of them. With the triple zones, you got to try to drift toward the outside of the triple zone in order to get that ×4 bonus. See how we did it right there. The further inside on the track you are, the less credits you'll get for hitting that touch and go point. I don't think we've made it to 5 minutes at a single one of these yet, but yeah, once you get to 5 minutes, you'll get that large credit bonus. Plus, if you got that contract that requires you to spend a few minutes in the free run, then hey, you're farming anyway, they all count. So we're at 1,593 right now. Gonna back out of that, see how long it took. 2 minutes and 54 seconds, 1,593 credits. That may actually be the most credits per hour that we've earned on any one course so far. Although I'm not really keeping a tally right now, so you can fact check me, and if I'm wrong, I will accept that. But either way, use the free ride and pick the courses that have the most touch and go points and the most triple zones. Anyways, that's some credit farming advice for you. Do this for an hour or two and you'll be able to afford some rather expensive cars, which will be nice. This is Game Hydro. Please like and subscribe if